So, another Behind the Pads, episode 10. Can't believe it's episode 10. As usual, if you are interested in the gear I use, the music I make, the things I do, the things I create, all the links are below. Today, I'm going to be using the latest Native Instruments machine expansion by the Stereotypes. It's the first artist expansion, which is pretty dope actually, considering, I mean, there have been so many expansions, but to finally see like an artist expansion, I think is a cool move here. Hopefully we see more of those. Big eye emojis. So, I went through a bunch of the presets already and ended up on one that I thought could be cool to chop up and, get it set up and ready for a live performance and maybe dig a little bit deeper into layering bass samples in the zones section of your sampler. So, I've already got the kit loaded up here. It's called Previously Kit. And I'm going to just check out what the sounds are first and then kind of go in and see what we need, what we don't need, what we can chop up further and kind of create something new out of the actual preset. So, let's see. Yeah. Cool. Oh shit. Nice, okay. Little hat loop. Okay, we got this key. Oh wait, well before I put it in the choke group. Cool. Yeah, well, I'm gonna right away, not that I don't dig it, but I'm gonna get rid of the bass here, only because I'm gonna probably layer some bass notes on the actual keys here on these pads. So let's go like this. That's just having the voice settings and the polyphony, setting it to 1 so that it doesn't trigger a bunch of them. It's a one shot. And then volume in velocity destination, which is the last page on your sampler. Volume percentage, I just go to 0% for my samples. But I already kind of messed up here because ideally what I should have done is selected, and now I'll do it for the rest of them, but select anything else that's musical and just do the same function for each one. So that velocity destination, volume percentage down, one shot, polyphony set to 1. And then now I can go select multi and make sure I got them all selected and put them into choke group number 1. Okay, cool. So let's see something. And I'm just going to go through here with the drums and just bring up that, or I should say bring down that volume percentage. So just so that you kind of still get the dynamics in the playing, but you won't have any like mistriggered hits. I've said it before, but that way if you're hitting the hat really light, you still hear that a little bit, Helps me at least when I'm playing real dynamic. That hi-hat chokes itself a little bit, but I would still put it into choke group 2 just to have that control. So I'm going to change the color maybe of the drums to just so you get more of a visual representation of where the samples are and where the drums are, because I think I'll probably trim back the drums to allow more space for the samples. Oh, let's change these colors on the machine. If we go select all these drums, and now we have them all selected, and go to pad, colors, sound. Oh, wait. I gotta do it for each individual pad? Come on. I do like that you could see these colors. I just wish they would all select. But that's cool. All right. Boom. Did it on the machine. Pretty simple function, but it's cool. New update. Won't complain. I'll take it. All right. So let's see now with the samples what we got. Okay. Okay, so that's an audio track, but I'm gonna go sampler. That's also audio, but I think I'm going to turn that just to. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's get this. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of that. Get rid of that. I might take that one and actually just. I'd rather the control of my release. Like that, even. Cool. Okay. Get rid of that. I like that. All right. So let's see. Duplicate this over. Oh, this one's gonna be. That's pretty close, considering it's a pretty regular waveform by the looks of it. So has a little bit of the click in there. I ain't bugging out. That's a soft attack. I don't want to get too confused where my pads are going here, but I'm going to get rid of that shaker, I think. You know, I would rather have room for the samples, always. In the context of a live track, you know. I don't know if I like that tail, but like, a little filter on them. Huh. Might even just get rid. Okay, dope. I think that this is pretty much like, as far as just the basic chop goes, and holy shit, what are all these effects on here, man? They must be macro. Oh yeah, they are. In a live context, I don't really need that. I don't need that. I mean, I'll put that back in, and I don't need that. We are going to do some zone sample layering here. Okay. With zones, I try to think a little bit more on the simple side of bass lines. You're kind of relying on, you know, one-shot bass notes to actually write your bass line throughout your pads and the actual chop or however you have it laid out. In this case, I kind of want to see if I can get like at least just the root notes in. And in an instance like this where it's like I have this pad, the soft little Rhodes part. So like to go like, so on, I would want like maybe bass on this pad, not on this one, and bass on this pad. So that way, when you actually trigger it, it chops it off. It'd be like, do, do, do. You know what I'm saying? So now, instead of trying to make bass sounds with my mouth, I'm gonna go in and find some one-shot bass notes. I have some really great ones from like Marco Polo. There was the Pad Thai Volume 4, I think it was, that I purchased. I think it might have been last year, but came with some super dope musical sounds, like one-shots, effects, you know, like shit that actually I'll probably layer all within this track here. So to make sure that we still have this as like the basic setup and we don't want to like be destructive and like start layering samples in and not be able to kind of go back, I'm going to just duplicate the group over and edit on group B instead of group A. So let's try this. Okay, I'm gonna go into zone on my machine, or you can do it there. But you go into sampler and just hit zone. If you have samples that are easily accessible in your folder, you could do like this, and we are going to go like this. All vendors, other samples, banks, Marco Polo, musical sounds, or no, bass tones. That's a pretty cool one. I'm not even sure what note that is actually, and this is the thing about it. Just says like bass 10, bass 4, bass 3, and in all reality, I could either throw a tuner on it real quick or match it with another note and make sure it's like C, so it's the same root note starting for each note. But the reality is that because you're bringing it onto the same pad as another sample, I'm just kind of working within the sample itself so that like I just match the pitch of the bass note to the sample within the same zone. So I'm going to load like this, and now you see that it's been loaded below my sample, and right now it's probably going to be the wrong note, but wrong note. Okay, so what we want to do is go like this. Make sure I'm on the bass note. Okay, so this is where I'm going to have to reach over to my computer because it's a little bit tricky here. So when you go into sampling and zone, and I have my bass note selected here, I have to actually go in and just edit the pitch of the bass note in there. And you can't do that, as far as I know, you can't do that within Machine, because the moment I go out of sampler mode, it's pitching, like the pitch gate is for the entire pad itself and not for the individual samples that are layered on that pad, like in this instance, which is bass in the sample.
I'm hoping this is making sense because...
So, now I got the bass note layered with the sample in my zone, for real. And we're going to go make sure zone is there, and I'm going to start kind of playing with the note and pitching it. You kind of just like play around with it to see what makes sense with it. So in this, I would just get the same, or might change the bass up. Cool. Okay, so as you see, it's a little bit finicky. Like you kind of got to go really in, and some of the depending on the bass samples that you're bringing in, or just notes in general, or maybe it's the sample that you've tracked in and actually sampled and chopped, that might be slightly out of tune. So you're gonna have to go in and like hold shift, and you might have to do like a bit of that micro tuning, you know? And it won't be perfect. We're kind of like flying through it here. So we got bass notes for that, and that. So 4 bass notes so far. Okay, dope. I'm gonna do the classic sidechain within the group itself. I need to just go like this and sidechain mode on. Let's go kick. Oh wait, we gotta go kick B1. When people ask me what I mean by let's sidechain the shit out of it, that's pretty much what I mean. Like right now it's crazy, but it's got a bit of this crushing feeling. Okay, cool. There's a bit of a ground hum happening right now from the SP. Again, not going through a DI to at least give it a bit of a ground lift, which works beautifully. But I don't care. So I'm going to keep on chopping up here. Now that I've got the bass samples layered with some of these key samples, I'm going to try to figure out like a few different patterns within it. And I'm going to add in another Marco Polo sample. Shit. Musical sounds. I love that one. Okay. These samples, what do we do with these samples? Let's give this sound a little bit of migraine delay. What does it sound like if we pitch this? Okay, cool. I think I'm going to try and run some passes. I hope I covered enough of the zoning. I'm going to touch up on it again in another video. As you start doing these things and repeating these certain functions, they start to become more of that like second nature feel, and that just comes with doing it often. And so today's Behind the Pads, episode 10. Again, thank you so much for watching and supporting. I can't believe it's already 10 weeks in. That shit blows my mind. Big ups to Native Instruments, the new machine expansion by The Stereotypes. I think that's it, man. Just shit will come easier as you put more time into it. I'm going to try some takes, and I haven't really figured out what the actual pattern's going to be, but as I run through takes, I slowly start to figure it out, and and kind of build upon it as I go. So what more can I say? Probably not much, but thanks for watching, and until next time, yo. Peace. And just a final shout out here to my homie Munch on this dope ass hoodie, custom tie-dye, love yourself. I did a bit of a, Sun Customs hoodie string. Shit is so fire though. Can't lie. Rare Sounds World.
Ooh, I think I just figured out the hi-hat pattern.